Welcome to Kennesaw State University in Atlanta, Georgia, where the second Kenyan Diaspora Conference concludes today. The keynote speaker was Michael Joseph, currently the CEO of Safaricom, and his keynote address was innovation and customer service, and he gives tips to the keys to staying ahead.
But we've always been very much on the edge of technology. In fact, if you look at the networks in this country, even here, we are much further advanced in Nairobi than you are here. And I think if you even look in Europe, if you look, Europe has had mobile technology for maybe 30 years, and we've had it made for 8-10 years now. We are much further ahead than many countries in Europe, and we're very proud of that. Of course, we talked about M-Pesa. M-Pesa is a huge success. But I have to admit that when we launched this in March 2007, we didn't know it would be such a great success. We knew intrinsically this is a great product, but in fact, the way in which we launched it, the way in which we built our distribution network, and the way that we made the product so simple to use has made it a huge success, and I'll talk about that in a little while. But I think the most important thing is when you're a number one company like we are, we're number one in terms of numbers, in terms of revenue, in terms of profitability, etc., etc. But there is some disadvantage of being number one, is that you can become very complacent. One good thing about Kenya is that I think the government does understand what is needed to attract investment there and to keep the investment there. Yes, maybe we don't have enough water or maybe we don't have enough power, but certainly I think we have a government that understands what the investment climate should be in order to attract new investment. I think people are surprised at Kenya because if you look at the statistics of Kenya, look at the GDP, they don't really reflect the true economy of Kenya. And I think those of you who've been back home, you know that 70% of our economy is informal. It doesn't figure on the statistics of Kenya. And that is why I believe that this country still has huge potential and why we can still grow our mobile penetration to at least 65%, because the revenue is there. And I'll show you, now I'll talk about something that is very, very exciting for us, exciting for Kenya. M-Pesa is the first product in the world that allows the unbanked, with no banking details, with no registration, no bank account, no credit card, to do banking, to transfer money, pay bills, save money to some extent, store your money, pay your salaries, and this is a product that was launched in Kenya just in March of 2007. Because it is so convenient, it is so safe, so secure. You can imagine paying your electricity bill when you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and think, oh my God, I forgot to pay the electricity bill. Yesterday you can pay it from your bed. And there's very few places in the world, I think, where you can do such a thing. We even have a water pump that is going to be launched in about a month's time, in fact, about 2 weeks' time now, where you actually, if you go to this water pump, you send the water pump some money and it will give you water. So instead of giving free water, you know, in the end, the pump will break down and nobody will ever fix it. But because the pump belongs to the community and you have to pay for water, you M-Pesa 5 bob to that pump and it gives you 5 liters of water. Can you imagine? You go with your jerry can and just, okay, I'll send money and the pump gives you that water. These kind of things are just amazing. And Kenya's, you know, many of the West talk to me and say, well, you know, they'll never figure this out. It's too complicated. It doesn't happen. They know. You come to Kenya and get in the matatu from the airport and they'll tell you how to do everything you need to do on your phone, how to get money, how to send money, how to pay your bills. Even in Western Kenya, where some of you come from, you cannot go to a bar at night unless you pay with M-Pesa. They will not sell you a beer.